If you don't have a dash cam yet on your car, you might want to think about getting one. So I'm going to get a unit that's going to be replacing my old one, and I chose the DDPAI Z50 unit over here, and we're going to check this out. Now you get the standard paperwork, the pry bar, the adapter, some film and protective stickers as well, and also a power cable. Now the unit itself, and in terms of the build quality, it is very nice. The front camera has a front aperture of f1.8 with 140 degrees view. It also has a very nice grill on top where it actually dissipates heat on those hot days. Now the screen over here is 2.3 inches in size, and it's a very nice color and very nice screen as well. And during daytime you can see it's bright enough. Looking at the unit itself, they have already provided a sticker for you to stick onto the windscreen. The unit shoots 4K as well. On the main camera, on the right side, nothing much there. On the rear end, there is a power cable, USB-C power, and also a rear camera input port. And on the left side, you got your micro SD card and your reset button. The camera also kind of tilts up and down a little bit, a couple of degrees. When you install the camera, you can still fine-tune your angle after you've installed it on your windscreen. Which is a nice touch there too. Now the rear camera actually is a 125 degrees shooting angle with a aperture of f2.0. Nothing fantastic there. Shoots at 1080p recording. It's a very nice unit. It's a solidly built plastic material all around. Comes out of this cable over here where you can plug into a much longer cable then that will actually connect all the way to the camera's back port that you saw earlier. So let's power this unit up and see what's going on. Takes probably about 5 seconds if I'm not mistaken to power on totally, plus minus, and then it starts recording automatically straight away if you have an SD card already plugged in. Now what you normally do is you go into the settings and you check out some of the options there you have. There are some settings that you may want to change, especially your language options and everything, volume settings, whether you want this camera to speak louder or not when it turns on. You have a screen protection mode, which actually allows the screen to go off after a certain time. Don't have to have it on all the time. You got your power off settings, you got your universal settings, and etc. Bluetooth, everything. So I won't go through all the settings over here right now, but you get the idea. Go in here, you're going to make changes to your settings that you need. And remember that you always should format your SD card before you continue to use the unit. Taking a look at the rear camera again, plugging it in is pretty simple. The connection port and the power supplied to the unit itself, it just goes into the very super long cable that comes with it. You just have to plug it in, and you just have to connect the other end into the main camera. And once you plug the camera in, the rear camera in, the left button here turns into a switch mode over here where you can switch to the rear camera. And you can actually view this live. What you're watching here is a live video feed, whether it's from the front camera, the main recording camera, or the rear camera. So you can switch between the two, and you can even do that while you're driving, or a passenger can do that to see what you're recording on the screens live as well. Now installation wise, I did not do it myself. You could do it yourself, of course. I took it to an accessory shop for someone who knows what they're doing, to get things installed and make sure everything is nice and tidy and I don't screw things up, because I'm not very good at wiring, unfortunately. So everything's plugged in over here. Power unit, use multiple ways to power this guy up. This guy I went to actually use he kind of modified the adapter, plug it in directly to the power port or power cable, and just use that straight away. There are two more other options for you to power the unit up as well. You can get either one of these two power kits over here. One of them is a fuse kit and one of them is the OBD kit. Now they've actually functioned the same way. If you have them installed and plug into the camera, it actually goes into it gives you an option to power your unit after you have turned off the engine or cut power to your car. It will supply a little bit of power to the camera, and then it will also enable what you call Sentry mode or CCTV mode, whatever you want to call it. But it does have two options to my knowledge. I haven't installed this before, but they actually allow you to have a full-time recording, and it will be in like a time-lapse recording mode, which will actually save you some space, so you actually can watch what's happening in front of you. So it's like a CCTV, but in a time-lapse mode, so when you watch it back, it's a little bit faster than normal. And then another mode you have would be using like a vibration sensor on the camera itself. So if it's on and it doesn't detect any kind of movement, the camera does nothing. It doesn't record, it just kind of waits until something happens. If somebody bumps the car or your car's moving or something like that, then the camera will start recording that clip for you to watch. So 2 modes over here. With either one of these 2 kits, you can go onto DDPAI site to get them as well. If you don't know how to install them, please make sure you take them to an electrician, especially for the fuse kit, because the fuse kit requires you to actually plug one end to the fuse box of your vehicle. You may want to check with the manufacturer as well if your car is still under warranty. It may void warranty too, so make sure you make those kind of checks before you have this installed. The OBD sensor is actually easier to install. You can DIY yourself if you want to. Just look for your OBD2 port, plug it in, plug the power in, and you're good to go. Clip properties here, you can see it 4K, 27 kilobytes bitrate, 25 frames per second recording. Each file is 1 minute long and the size is 193 megabytes per file, which makes it easy to download too. Now some clips from the morning section here, and this is what it looks like in the morning. A good weather, not raining, from the front camera, and now this is the rear camera. And yeah, everything looks clear. Can we grab a screenshot of the car coming from the right? We can kind of make it out, right? It's zoomed in a little bit, and you can make out the number plate as well too. So clearly you can see all the number plates very clearly from the front camera and the rear camera, as long as the cars are not too far away. But you still can zoom in quite a bit on your videos too. The 4K does help. Dynamic range over here to test out how fast the camera reacts to light changes, because some cameras I've used before kind of struggle in that section. But you can see how fast in this tunnel, the dark tunnel is coming up over here. It adjusts for darkness, and then from the brightness almost immediately because it's quite fast. It's a small tunnel, but in any case, that's a good indication how it would actually change its dynamic range for the camera itself. This is the rear camera view of the same test we just saw, and this one does okay, right? It's pretty normal for that, but it's the front camera that we're more focusing on. There's another part of the dynamic range test is that you can't really see it, but the sun is actually shining directly onto the camera lens here. And yet, I can still see the car's number plates in front here clearly. Even though the shadow is there, it's still very much lit up. So the dynamic range here is really good on this camera itself too. And some evening shots as well. Not the best scenario here. It actually rained quite a lot when I was doing a lot of the shooting. And you can see that, yeah, even though it's raining, front camera, rear camera, still be able to see all the necessary number plates. You will be able to zoom in a little bit and cut to the specific part if you need to. And yeah, you can actually see majority of it. It's not too bad. It's probably in 6:25 in the evening. Rained as well, not too much sunlight. It's a little bit darker out, if I remember correctly, compared to what it is showing here on the cameras, but it's doing a perfect job being able to expose properly for the recording on the camera. So you can see, signboards are clear, vehicles are clear. You're going to check out number plates, they are clear, but unfortunately, my screen isn't treated with any waterproofing, so it's a bit wet most of the time and it gets a little bit blurry. But you still can make out those closer number plates if you need to. Rear camera, once again, you can definitely see what's going on. Very nice wide angle here. You can see what all the vehicles on each of the lanes and all the action too. Some night action here just for you to see. So the sample here is, I'm not sure what's up with the flickering. Maybe because I may have not set up something properly. I don't see it anymore, unfortunately, but I can't really replicate the same thing. But you can see that at night it's doing a pretty good job over here. Rear camera is, pretty average, or maybe pretty normal for a 1080p camera lens. to be able to absorb as much light as possible. I'm not expecting fantastic results for this, but anyways, it is pretty good still. You can make things out clearly. It's not too blurry. It's pretty okay. Now, the one question I always get a lot is how are the clips stitched together from one end of the first clip to the start of the second clip. So this example here will show you the first clip towards the end, and it's going to swap over to the next clip right about here. Yeah. So totally, if you notice, there was nothing different there. It's like just one clip that just continues on. So the breaking of the clips every 1 minute does not roll back or does not go forward or does not make any clips missing in between the two clips itself when you actually transition over from clip to clip, which is a very nice touch. So once again, over here, another example where the clip is going to swap right about here. Yeah, no difference, right? You can't see any change, no transitions, nothing that's bad. It's just like totally just one clip. Another test over here, nighttime. I put a picture-in-picture mode for the rear camera on the top right and the front camera recording here on the freeway. And you will be able to see here, I'm just trying to show that, you know, what you can see in terms of dynamic range at night. Plus, with all the lights, apologize once again for the dirty windscreen I have in front camera, but that's you know, it just didn't rain that day for this specific reason. And what I want to show you here is that a lot of people ask, can this camera actually capture number plates well at night when you're moving? Kinda, yeah. So let's just see. We'll take a photo of these two coming up here, and we're going to zoom in. Yeah, so you can make them out pretty clearly, I say. And back to the video again, and you will be able, it's pretty good actually. It's honestly, you can't see much on the video like this, but you can zoom in a little bit more. The 4K recording actually helps a lot in terms of that.
This is what it sounds like from an arm's length away. Probably this is the normal sitting position. You could be even further away. This is I'm talking a bit louder because I'm not sure if the microphone will pick up a lot of my voice, because it's not, say, the most sensitive mic around. So this is what it sounds like if you're in idle, and this is what the microphone will pick up. And this is what it sounds like on the DDPAI when we're moving on the road. I don't have the quietest car, unfortunately, but you kind of get the idea. And if you do want to speak into the mic, you do need to speak up a little bit. If it's too soft, then, well, you do have to come a little bit closer to the microphone, unfortunately, and speak a bit louder. But honestly, it's not a deal breaker. This is something that DDPAI may need to improve in the future, but in any case, I'm more focused on getting the video from the camera instead of the audio.
DDPAI also has an application for your smartphone, so you can find it on the Apple or Android devices. And first off, kudos to the DDPAI team for making a simple application that just works well with their devices, right? I've been using this to basically do a couple of things. 3 things come into mind actually. Number one is that there are some settings in the app that you will not find on the camera, so you do want to go in there, especially the first time. Just go around and check out all the settings you want to. I won't go through it right now, but there are some things you may want to fiddle around with, make changes to. And after you've done that, you know, check your camera settings and etc. And for me personally, I did it like 2 or 3 times, and I haven't touched the settings ever again after that, because it's really simple to set up and everything is set up. Once it's good, you just have to leave it running to record. Second thing is that you can actually connect to this the app connects to the camera directly through Wi-Fi, so you can actually watch your camera record live on your phone app as well, front and rear camera. So at the same time, you can actually live scrub through the previous recordings that the camera has been recording, and that allows you to actually see what it has picked up recently, which is a nice touch. And then the last thing is you can actually download the clips you want to directly to your phone, so you can actually save it and send it out if you want to, or just use it quickly and share it to anybody you need to, right? It's really fast in terms of Wi-Fi speeds. It's well, the file size isn't too big because the clips are only 1 minute long, so that's the advantage to do that as well if you want to download it to your phone. Bonus thing here is that DDPAI actually tried to make an application augmented reality HUD or information that is tied in with the clips. So if you did download the clip from the camera to your app and you preview the clip directly on the app itself, there is an SR mode that allows the software to kind of put in some information that is being gathered from the clip itself and the camera, and kind of put it on your screen and your clip. This kind of gives like speed wise how far you are from the car in front of you and the relative speed, etc. I think it's nice touch to have. It's good information. More information is always good, but I don't know how reliable that would be. I don't think from a couple of times I've tried it out, it's not to say the most accurate information, but it's good that they have it. More features is always good. Doesn't mean they always have to be perfect, but it's always good to have something extra. So, but the application is really good. It's you just download it, it works, no fuss about that. This is you definitely have to download it if you want to actually download your clips quickly to your phone. That's the best way and fastest way. Otherwise, you have to pull out the micro SD card, which can be quite troublesome sometimes, just to get it. Download the clips on your PC, and you can do other things with that too. Yeah, if you're looking for a dashcam, DDPAI Z50 is, I think, the best bang for your buck. The quality outputs, the simplicity of the unit, the application that it has, everything falls into place. I mean, DDPAI has been making cameras, especially dash cams, for many years now, and right now we're looking at all their products that have actually really good value to what they have been outputting for you. So yeah, if you do want to purchase it, check out the links I'll leave in the description. Questions, put them in the comments section, and I'll see you in the next video. But if you want to see another video I made recently, check out this one over here.